Hi, my name is Mike Vaughn, and welcome to Comics, Fact or Fiction. So, today we're going to be talking about the actually pretty controversial question: was Betty Boop based on a real life person? So, before diving into this topic at hand, I do feel like a little bit of context is in order, namely, explaining a little bit about who Betty Boop is. Up front, I'm not going to get into any real great depth on how Betty Boop has evolved over the years, but if you do want to do more research, Dave Lee Down Under did an excellent YouTube video on the subject. I will link that in the description. This is just a very quick overview, and then we're going to get into the main topic. Betty Boop was designed by Grim Natwick under the guidance of cartoon legend Max Fleischer. Her look was based off a 20s fad called flappers, and it's easy to see how Betty Boop is kind of a fun caricature of this trend. Mix this with an odd childlike appearance, and you have something that is visually interesting and even alluring. Her first appearance was in a short called Dizzy Dishes in 1930, and yes, that was very hard to say. This short was animated by Grim Natwick and Ted Sears, directed by David Fleischer. So here's a trimmed down clip to give you an idea of how she looked and sounded.
I have to have love, but when I'm having my love, I have to have boo-boo-ba-doo-be-dow. I must have my moment, but when I'm having my moment, I have to have you. I'm so blue, waiting for you to tell. Oh, I can't go on like this. Give me a kiss and make me poo-poo-ba-doo-ba-doo. I want to make whoopee, and if I want to make whoopee, I have to have poo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo, poo-poo-ba-doo, whoopee.
Her name was Kitty from Kansas City. Sure was a pity she wasn't pretty. Hey, she's not so hard to see. She weighs 243. I hope she doesn't get much better, but if she does, it doesn't matter. Kitty from Kansas City. Now there's a girl that I adore. Oh, she's so dumb, she doesn't know a thing. She thinks that July the 4th is an English king. I love her, that's easy to see. It's Kansas City Kitty for me. Her name's Kitty from Kansas City. Sure was a pity she wasn't pretty. Hey, she's not so hard to see. She weighs 243. I hope she doesn't get much better, but if she does, it doesn't matter. Kitty from Kansas City. Now there's a girl that I adore. Oh, she's so dumb, her brain is in a whirl. Why, she thinks that Babe Ruth is a chorus girl. I love her, that's easy to see.
Betty Boop thankfully evolved from being a dumb stereotype, and as her popularity grew, she was given more dignity and agency. She remained largely unchanged until the Hays Code cracked down on sexuality in film and cartoons. Here's an example of her in her pre-code era and how she was reshaped during the Hays Code.
Mister, how far is Rudy Valley? tonight.
Sit here, and
I think she's got something there.
Everywhere, yeah.
Wait a minute.
Just
when I need you. Come in here. What have you been doing scrubbing? You should be cleaning up. Oh, hurry, come here. Hello? Let me speak to the president of the class. Hello, Pres. This is Betty. I've got just the girl to lead our swing band at the dance tonight. Yes. I know you're going to love this charming swingster and singer of Cinderella. Nobody loves me, it seems. And like a poor Cinderella, I find my romance in dreams. For that's where I meet my Prince Charming when I'm with him.
So, with all that context in mind, let's get to the topic at hand. Was Betty Boop based on a real person? The popular theory was that Betty Boop was based on Helen Kane. In fact, Kane believed this so strongly herself that she sued Fleischer for using her likeness. After the trial, the judge found that there was just not enough evidence that Kane's claims had any merit. Yet, this idea stuck in the public mind, and later this would be regurgitated on many clickbait websites. And yeah, after seeing her picture, it's easy to be talked into believing this. After all, it was a claim that seemed legit enough to make it all the way to trial. Speaking of, the major sticking point for the defense was Kane did not originate the use of the baby voice or the signature Betty Boop Boopisms, let's call it. And this is where things get really interesting. The defense cited an African American performer named Baby Esther. The defense claims she was doing this kind of Betty Boop shtick way before the creation of Betty Boop. Paramount even cited an alternative theory that Clara Bow, their famous silent star, also looked a little like Betty Boop. So, this poses another question. Was Baby Esther the inspiration for Betty Boop? Now, this is something that I've seen more recently on websites. As I started to research this topic, I found that the truth was way more complicated than, Betty Boop was based on Helen Kane, or Betty Boop was based on Baby Esther. Then PBS got involved and things got a bit weird. In February of 2022, PBS put out a listicle of the PBS Black Culture Connections website. The image was of a stylish 1920s African American woman. The header claims, Esther Jones, the real Betty Boop. After this was published, emails came in disputing this fact. The claim was the image of baby Esther that had made the rounds on the internet was not indeed Esther, but rather a model. Baby Esther, it is contended, might have never even had her picture taken as an adult. She died rather young, yet nobody seems to know the exact date of her death. And if that sounds confusing, I think so as well. Quoting from the PBS article, which I will link in the description under my sources, states, things got even weirder when this scandal caught the attention of the grandson of Max Fleischer, Mark Fleischer, who wrote to PBS saying, After the letter, PBS took down the article, but curiously left nothing in its place. The full article is well worth a read, and I have to respect PBS for publishing this article and owning up to its mistakes. Sadly, we may never really know the truth, but here's my 2 cents. This might not be the most satisfying answer, but I think Betty Boop was simply a reflection of her time period. And sure, people will look like her because Betty Boop was an amalgamation of all these different trends from the 1920s. I don't think Betty Boop is based on anybody in particular, as much as the internet might want us to believe otherwise. My big question is, why does an iconic character have to be based on somebody? I mean, just the fact that Betty Boop is still an icon after almost 100 years is just amazing. So, as I said, I know it's not the most satisfying outcome, but everything that I've read just leads to speculation or definitive clickbait without any real concrete merit. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I definitely want to do more. And I would love to hear if there's any other topics that might be perfect for this new series. Please weigh in the comments. And also, please subscribe. I have a bunch of new videos and some new series that I'm really excited for. And you don't want to miss that. So thank you again, and I will see you in the next video.